Mitra, Associate Professor of Physics, heads the Department of Physics at DG Vaishnava College, Chennai. And has more than 20 years experience in teaching physics. She did her doctoral research in the field of vibrational spectroscopy at the University of Madras, Chennai. She completed her UG in physics at Ethiraj College for Women and PG in physics at Pachepa College, Chennai. She effectively used technology and social media for dissemination of knowledge through her own websites. She has delivered several science talks in All India Radio, Doordarshan Kendra. She has been actively involved in dubbing science videos and translating science books in Tamil. She was a project fellow for the UGC major project, Februarization of Computerized Microwave Bench for the Dielectric Studies, and later she was awarded Teacher Fellowship by UGC for completing a PhD program. She is playing a key role in evolving a curriculum of physics at undergraduate level as a member of IQAC Board of Studies member and Board of Examination in various city colleges.
Welcome to the practical course ELHP 305, Electronics 5 course. In this, today we will learn how to build the flip-flop circuits using elementary gates. What is a flip-flop? Just guess why you should name the circuit as a flip-flop. You're right. This circuit changes its state between two stable states. That is, it can be in 0 state or in 1 state. Yes, you are right. It can store a bit of information. It can store a binary, 0 or 1. So, it is a bistable device. It can remember its state and stays there till it is changed. Shall we try to construct such a flip-flop using our basic idea on basic logic gates? I assume that you all know about the 3 basic logic gates, OR, AND and NOT. As well, you know about NAND gate and NOT gate. With the knowledge of these, we can proceed further. So, how does the state change usually? They are usually clocked or pulsed. So, a pulse is generally used to change the state. The output changes at regular intervals sequentially in step with the clock pulse. What is a latch? A latch is nothing but a circuit that stores or locks the information. It locks, that's why it is called as a latch. So, we need to store the information in order to transfer, is it not? So, let us try to construct or design a latch using our basic logic gates. What do we need? We just need 2 NOT gates, that is all. Now you get why we call it latch. Let's see it. Think of the circuit. You have 2 NOT gates, N1 and N2. The output of one gate is given as the fed back as the input of the other gate. So, the output of N1 goes as the input of N2 and output of the N2 goes as the input of N1. Yes, let's try that. We have 2 NOT gates, N1 and N2, simple NOT gates. Yes, as I said, the output of first one is fed as the input of the second one, and this goes there as its input. Yes, let me just call this as Q. The output is called as Q. Now, the Q, the output of the first NOT gate, is fed as the input of the second. What does the second gate do, or what does a NOT gate do? It just negates the input, is it not? So, if Q is fed here, what would be the output? You're right, it is nothing but Q bar. So, what does this circuit do? See, here you have Q, here you have Q bar. Latches this output. If Q is 0, Q bar is 1 and vice versa. This circuit just stores the information. It keeps it locked. Nobody can change it. So, you've got a latch or a latch circuit using 2 NOT gates. Fine. Let's try that. Now, are we happy just by locking the information? Don't we need to change the information? So, in order to do that, if we want to pass either 0 or 1. But what happens in a latch? It decides its own output. It could be 0 or it could be 1, but now you want the control with you. So you want to manipulate what is stored. So let's move on from a latch using NOT gate to another latch where I will be able to manipulate the output. How can I do that? Yes, shall we try with the NAND gate? So what was the problem earlier? NOT gate has only one input, so you don't have any option to change or manipulate. But now NAND gate has got two inputs, so shall we try that? Yes, let us. Let's try latch using two NAND gates. NAND gate 1, yes, and it has got two inputs and one output. And here I have one more NAND gate, N2, two inputs and one output. Yes, as in earlier case, in a latch, the output of the first one goes as the input of the second one. Here, the same. Yes. Now, I'm going to call this as S bar and R bar. We'll see the reason later. Let's just wait. You will be able to detect the reason. Yes, S bar and R bar. So, let me call this as Q. Fine. Let's see how it operates. To know this, let's recall our NAND gate logic. You know already A, B, Y. When 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, rather any point of time when you have one of the inputs of a NAND gate as 0, see what you get? You get the output as 1. When both the inputs, only when both the inputs are 1, you get the output as 0. When A equal to 0 and B equal to 1, Y is 1, A is 1, B equal to 1, then Y is equal to 0. Let's look at these two options and proceed further. So why did we call them as S bar and R bar? Let's recall the state of this latch as set when it is in the output is Q equal to 1. Whenever the latch S bar is equal to 1, the output is set. Let's call the state of this latch as set when its output is Q equal to 1. So shall we call the state as reset when Q turns 0? Yes. So whenever the output is 1, we call the latch is in set state, and whenever it is in 0, the output is in 0, I call the state as reset. Yes. So remember the relationship with the truth table. How can you achieve this? Look at the NAND truth table. By manipulating the inputs of the two NAND gates, you can change the output and latch it. So we term these inputs as set and reset. When S bar is equal to 0 and R bar is equal to 1, let's see what happens. Yes, when S bar is equal to 0 and R bar is equal to 1, let's see what happens. When S bar is 0, the input of one of the inputs of NAND gate is 0 and hence Q will turn to be 1. At the same time, if you're going to give R bar is equal to 0, the N2 also pushes its output to be 1. Are we correct? Q is 1, Q bar is also 1. No, it is not permitted. So we call it as forbidden state or disallowed state or indeterminate state. We say it is a not allowed state. So S bar equal to 0 and R bar is equal to 0 is not allowed just because this turns both the outputs to be into one state. So let us move on to the next option. So 0 and 1. Fine. So in which case when S bar equal to 0 and R bar equal to 1, what do you think would happen? S bar is 0. Yes, the output obviously becomes 1. Here R bar is equal to 1, this automatically happens to be 0. When S bar is equal to 1, then the output Q becomes 0. Hence, when S bar is equal to 1, Q is 1 and hence we say the latch is set and the output is high. Similarly, when S bar is equal to 1 and R bar is equal to say 0, then the latch is reset because the output is 0. When both the inputs are high, let us see what happens. From the NAND gate truth table, you will know when one of the inputs is high, then the output is complement of the other input. When A is equal to 1 and B is equal to 0, you get the output to be high. When both are high, then we very well know the output tends to 0. So the output, when both are kept high, the output depends on the other input or it depends on Q bar. Similarly, for G2 also, its output Q bar depends on the other input. Hence, we can use this gate in order to manipulate the output or change the output. So when S bar and R bar are 1, in this latch, the other input is the output of the other gate. In case 1, let Q is equal to 0 initially and hence Q bar becomes 1. For G1, hence both the inputs are 1 and Q continues to remain as 0. Let's take the other case. Let Q is equal to 1 initially, in which case Q bar would have been 0. Hence Q continues to remain as 1. So it retains the previous state and we note this condition as no change. When both the inputs are low, 0, 0 pushes you the output to be 1 and hence you will see the output will turn to high irrespective of the other input and hence we say when S bar and R bar are 0, it is not possible because both the outputs try to go to high, but Q and Q bar should complement each other and hence we call it as forbidden or prohibited or indeterminate or not allowed state. We do not allow this. So let's revisit S bar, R bar and Q. 0, 0, it is not allowed or indeterminate. We don't want this to happen. When S bar is 0 and R bar is equal to 1, the output is 1 or it is set. When S bar is 1 and R bar 0, it is reset, and when it is 1 and 1, there is no change with the previous state. It remains in the no change condition or it remains in the previous state itself. So that's all about your NAND latch. Let's move on to SR flip-flop circuit. Here we are going to use 4 NAND gates in order to construct a SR flip-flop. Let's see how we can do this. What is a SR flip-flop? Let us see the truth table of a SR flip-flop. When S is equal to 0 and R equal to 0, there is no change in the flip-flop condition or it remains in the previous state. When S is equal to 0 and R is equal to 1, the flip-flop is reset, and when S is equal to 1 and R equal to 0, the flip-flop is set. In here, when S is equal to 1 and R equal to 1, this is not allowed or it is a forbidden state. We can use NOR gates to construct a RS flip-flop. Let's see how we can do this. Yes, I'm going to take 2 NOR gates. Yes, let me call it as N1 and N2. I have a NOR gate. Fine. It has got 2 inputs and 1 output. 2 inputs and 1 output. Yes, the output of each gate is given as or fed back as the input of the other one. I call it as S and R, Q and Q bar. Fine. This is all about RS. You can construct RS flip-flop using NOR gates also. Let's look at the truth table of a RS flip-flop. Here you see R, S and Q. When R equal to 0 and S is equal to 0, the Q remains in the previous state. The output does not change, it remains in the previous state. While R equal to 0 and S is equal to 1, you see the output becomes 0, or I can say it is flip-flop is reset. When R is equal to 1, you find flip-flop is set when S is 0. But what happens when R is equal to 1 and S is equal to 1? Remember that? It is not allowed or forbidden. Now you have seen about SR flip-flop using NAND gates as well as the flip-flop, RS flip-flop using NOR gates. You can easily construct them with the basic ideas that you already have about the truth table and the logic that you have learnt earlier, and keep on constructing more and more electronic circuits and enjoy electronics. In this experiment, we are going to realize RS flip-flop, clocked RS flip-flop, D flip-flop and JK flip-flop using basic logic gates. Generally, all these gates are available as chips separately. In spite of it, in order to realize these, in order to enjoy making these flip-flops from the basic logic gates, it's a beautiful exercise and hence we are trying it today. Let us start with RS flip-flop. RS, what does it mean? S means set and R means reset. Here I am not going to go into the theory part. Instead, I would like to show you here we have a NOR gate. Here you see the breadboard connection. This is 7402 chip or a NOR gate chip. Pin number 14 is given to the positive of the supply and 7 to the ground of the supply. 2 and 3 happen to be the inputs and 1 happen to be the output of the NOR gate chip 7402. Similarly, 5 and 6 are the inputs and 4 is the output of a NOR gate chip. As I said earlier, the output of one gate is given to the input of the other and hence they are interlocked. And the final output Q here is taken from the chip number 2, that is pin number 4 of this IC. Shall we go with this? I have 2 inputs S and R. S and R, low you can see the output S0 R1. It means I am going to reset it. You can see the output. The flip-flop is reset or it is in 0. Now, S1 and R0. When S is 1 and R is 0, you can see that the output remains to 1 or we call it as set. Now, S is 1, R is 0. I want to set it. You can see the output is high or the flip-flop is set. Now, once again we will try 0 0 state. When it is, what was the earlier state? S goes to 0 and R goes to 1 and hence it is reset. Now, we will try S is equal to 0, R is equal to 0. In this experiment, we are going to see working of a SR flip-flop using NAND gates. Here you see IC 7400, a NAND gate chip. There are 4 NAND gates in this IC. Pin number 7 is grounded and pin number 14 is given power supply. Pin number 1 and 2 of the first NAND gate are connected with each other and it is called as input S or set input. Here you see this is the set input, 1 and 2 are connected. At the same time pin numbers 4 and 5 are connected together and we call it as reset input. So, in this SR flip-flop we have set and reset. Pin numbers 1 and 2 are connected and that we call it as set input, and pin numbers 4 and 5 are connected and we call it as reset input, and hence in a SR flip-flop we have a set input and a reset input. After this we have a SR latch and with using 2 NAND gates which are interconnected. Now, let us go into the operation of this SR flip-flop using NAND gates. Let us look at the working of RS flip-flop using NAND gates. Here you have S input and here you have R input. When the S input is in high and R is equal to 0, the output of the flip flop sets, rather it is high. Shall I try the next combination? We are going to reset the flip flop. Reset is high, set the yellow color is low, and you can see the voltmeter reading go low, rather flip flop is reset. So, in this session I hope you enjoyed how you can construct RS flip flop. We have seen their operation, truth table and their working. Keep making more and more electronic circuits and enjoy learning.